When I was a little child, my father was working as a biologist at one of the hospitals in the city. I used to greet him at the door when he came from work and hug him. And when hugging him, I was always receiving the very smell of laboratory. And also sometimes, since our home was so close to the hospital, my father has often taken me to the hospital to spend time together. I used to play with the swivel chairs in the laboratory, or watch what my father was doing in his white lab coat. And I was like, I want to become a doctor like my dad. Since then, I have grown up with the dream of becoming a doctor. Besides the little story behind this dream, doctors had a very high prestige in the Turkish society. It was considered that only genius kids could enter the medicine schools. Therefore, many families wanted their children to study medicine. So I had never thought of studying any other major than medicine. Even in the beginning of the last year in high school, when we were preparing for the college entrance exam, some of my classmates always talked about their strong desire to enter Middle East Technical University, which was considered to be one of the country's best universities. But I was like, since that one does not have a medicine school, then I would never have to think about it. As time went by, many university staffs have given us many speeches about how to be innovative and creative in the college life. But none of them has inspired me, and later on, my thoughts about my future education have changed. The main reason was that we, as the senior high school students, were being directed into one single path. I have been frustrated by the idea that we could actually choose whatever we want to choose, but among those were considered to be appropriate by other people. So I was not myself when I wanted to become a doctor. It was the society that has directed me to this state of mind. And if I chose to study medicine, it actually would not have been my decision, but the decision of the society itself. Later on, I have found myself in search of new future education paths that have never been even implicitly dictated by the society I was living into me. I wanted to do something different, something never been offered as an option to me before. Because I had the opinion that when we are trying to be innovative, we also need to apply some different methods from the majority of people. And later on, I have reached the decision to go abroad and study another major. Then I have searched on the internet that how I could study abroad. But when I was searching on the internet, I found out that most of the Turkish students who want to go abroad to study are going to the Western countries like the United States, Canada, the Great Britain, and other continental European countries. However, that was just another mainstream. That was not exactly what I was looking for. I wanted something more special. I wanted to swim against the current. Then I kept searching until I found the study opportunities in China. And after having considered for a couple of days, I have decided to come to China to study abroad. When I told my father that I had decided to go to China to study, he immediately thought I was kidding. He said, okay, don't eat insects when you go there. But I'm thinking, if I were him, I would have thought that my son was kidding me also. Imagine that. Your son has grown up with always telling you that he wants to become a doctor. And one day, he suddenly tells you that he doesn't want to study medicine, but wants to go to China. And after having talked with him several times, he said, oh, this was serious. So when it came to tell people about my decision, I felt like the whole universe had conspired to dissuade me from my decision. For example, my friend said, isn't there any university left in Turkey that suits you? Or my father said, would your social insurance be at risk? Or my mother said, what are you going to eat there? Well, she still asked. So we can see from these examples that people usually have pessimistic points of view when you come up with an idea that has never been discovered before. And this is why they are stuck to their ordinary lifestyles, even without being aware that they are actually not chosen by themselves. Then I came to China and started with learning Chinese language as fast as I could. At the end of the first year, I entered Fudan University Law School. All the courses were taught in Chinese. And I knew it was so difficult to keep pace with Chinese classmates. But I was also aware that something has never happened before does not necessarily mean that will also never happen. So I've tried my best to survive in this situation. And finally, even though the first year in major was so horrible, but now I'm on the verge of completing my graduation. And when I tell people about my university education, they often find it very impressive. But at the same time, it is so remarkable that they are the same people who would have told that how difficult and risky coming to China and studying a social science in Chinese was. Well, they now say, at least you know Chinese, you can work as a translator. And I say, at least it is a progression that at the beginning you thought I was not going to be able to find a job. Finally, people shape their own opinions based on their own experiences, but though it's an inexperienced thing. Moreover, most of them don't really know who you are. Everyone's life scenario is different from one another. We are more individuals than we are part of the society. When we try to be innovative, let us not let the social norms to get inside our thoughts and feelings. Let us try to escape from the conventional ways of thinking. And let us try to be ourselves. And when we be ourselves, we can easily get away from the pressure that the society imposes on us and to become more innovative. And it is also the same case in education. Thank you.